Nicholas Winding Refn's newest divulgence into glitzy horror shines bright in the landscape of Los Angeles, surrounded by femme fatales in The Neon Demon. Refn explains that he has a part of himself that's always wished to be a 16-year-old girl, born beautiful and beloved by the world. Therefore, he creates Jessie, played by Elle Fanning, a wide-eyed, naive young girl from a small town moving to the big city to break into the modelling industry.
Can you just get to LA, Jesse? How'd you know?
It's apparent when you first meet Jessie that she isn't as innocent and doe-eyed as she may seem. With her longing looks in the mirror of self-contemplation, she was acutely self-aware of her physical beauty and may be just as obsessed with it as everyone else seems to be.
I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't write. No real talent. But I'm pretty.
The emphasis on youth and beauty is obvious from the beginning of the film. Even if it is laced with jealousy, everyone is obsessed with Jessie's natural beauty. Her character wears little to no makeup with very plain, baggy clothing, compared to her modelling frenemies Gigi and Sarah, who have full faces of makeup donned with low-cut, revealing attire. To showcase how vain and shallow the industry is, Gigi openly admits to having numerous plastic surgery procedures to make herself more beautiful.
Sweetie, plastics is just good grooming.
The modelling industry is portrayed as cutthroat, vicious and lonesome. None of the girls speak to each other or offer support when one fails. In fact, they revel in it. This is until Jessie approaches Sarah after she fails to earn a spot in a designer showcase. Sarah marvels at Jessie for her beauty and is the first to catch on to her false modesty. In another scene, model Gigi is jealous that Jessie has managed to score a spot in a prestigious runway show.
Besides, nobody likes the way they look.
I do.
Jessie is caught between a rock and a hard place figuratively. If she's to accept her beauty, she's considered conceited or cocky, but if she doesn't accept the compliments, she's being falsely modest. During the runway show, mysterious symbolic triangles appear as Jessie's first catwalk becomes an out-of-body experience. The deep narcissism portrays her kissing her own reflection in a three-way mirror. As though Jessie has been hypnotised by her own self-image and beauty, her character does a complete 180. After the show, Jessie emerges as a vain, confident bombshell in a sparkling, revealing top with heavy makeup to match. She no longer feels the need to hide her beauty or feel guilty about it. Her knowing smile is now more obvious whenever someone compliments her. Jessie's career starts to take off with the assistance of mortuary makeup artist Ruby, portrayed by Jenna Malone, who becomes transfixed by her amateur grace. It's clear from the start that Ruby is attracted to Jessie, a fact the inexperienced and seemingly naive Jessie seems not to notice. Ruby establishes herself not only as an ally but a protector for Jessie, or so it seems. Is Ruby attracted to Jessie, or the image of Jessie, pure unfiltered beauty? It's not until the third act of the film we see Ruby's true intentions emerge. Refn claims making the movie was like fetishizing or playing with dolls. This is accurate throughout the film as the women are handled literally like objects to be moved from one position to another. It's a subtle nod to the fashion and modelling industry as a whole, where women, particularly young girls, are taken purely at face value and treated like props or scenery.
Should I go again?
No, thank you, that'll be all.
The film's visual imagery is stunning. The constant panning shots envelop you in the scenery of every environment, and the full shots capture the gorgeous attire the models wear. The high-gloss modelling world was envisioned perfectly by costume designer Erin Banach, who previously worked with Refn on Drive in 2011. Labels like Armani, Gillies and Saint Laurent are showcased through bright, vivid colours. The use of colours in the film is very symbolic. In the beginning, Jessie first appears in a club like a fish out of water in shades of blue and magenta, symbolising her innocence. Any scene that Ruby appears in is usually doused with red, or at least hints of red, to symbolise a threat or imminent danger to Jessie. This is clear in the Demon Dance Club scene, as well as during Jessie's runway show where her character transforms. Simultaneously, the soundtrack by Cliff Martinez feels like you're watching an old episode of The Twilight Zone. The eerily unsettling but hypnotic sounds throughout the film put you at a constant state of unease. In combination with this, the soundtrack manages to move freely into more electronic club music. Comparing the film's somewhat old and classical sets, it's a welcome comparison between the old and new. So who is the Neon Demon? It can be interpreted a number of ways. Is it Gigi or Sarah, consumed with jealousy and obsessed with vanity? At first you may think the environment that Jessie is in, the beauty-obsessed, shallow culture of LA, is demonic in itself but alluring at the same time. The Neon Demon to me is the power of narcissism and vain demeanour, letting it overtake you, infects you like a disease that rots the brain, controlling your every move and thought. The Neon Demon is one wild ride in every sense of the phrase. From start to finish, you're captivated by the beauty of these girls, mixed with the lavish fashion and gorgeous scenery, and the ending to this movie is something you won't want to miss.